It all starts right here on the lakefront at Buckingham Fountain with a group photograph. All of these runners getting ready to hit the lakefront path. And I guess you could call it a run for peace. So let me introduce you to Richard Goldwasser. He's a Chicago attorney. He's Jewish. And Anan Abu Talib. He's a former mayor of Oak Park, born in Gaza. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So nice to see you both. You have this nice group of people ready to hit the bike path. How did this run come about?
Well, Anana and I have been discussing putting together a marathon stretching from the West Bank through Israel to the Gazan border. Obviously, because of circumstances, it's not feasible at the moment. And the idea behind the run was, to show people that what shared humanity looks like. And with the DNC in town in Chicago and our call for a ceasefire and a hostage and prisoner release, we thought it would be a good time to kind of take that idea and put it on the ground here in Chicago.
And now this sounds like such a small gesture, running together, but for you it has turned out to be so much more, this friendship. Tell us about it.
Well, this friendship really has turned to be one of my best relationships. I feel that Rich and I have so much more in common. I feel like I have more in common with Richard than I do with some of the people I grew up with. We share many values. We care about other people. Our worldview is similar, and we want peace on both sides of this conflict. And during this war, 10-month war, Richard has constantly checked on me to make sure I'm doing okay, to see how my family is doing, and to offer me any support that he could.
How difficult is it to watch as things just seem to get worse, and there are protests and arrests and of course the unspeakable violence that continues?
It's awful. It's awful. I mean, every morning, I'll scroll my my Twitter feed, the X feed, and I see the images coming out of Gaza every morning, and it's horrific. And it just, in one sense, it's paralyzing, but in another sense, it really causes me to want to be able to take just some small step, take some sort of action to help advance a resolution to this horrible war.
And I suppose, your friend has watched as so many Jewish people have suffered in all of this. What have you said to him?
Well, doing all this, you also see a lot of good that comes from people. I mean, look there's so many Jewish people throughout the whole world that's standing up for justice, that's standing up for the rights for the Palestinians. And it breaks my heart when I see people who have suffered also in during their history, who extend a hand to the Palestinians and want to see him free.
Well, we know that you have a full run ahead of you this morning before you go on with your days. We want to thank you for joining us and sharing a really lovely message of peace this morning.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
We'll let you take off then. Once again, this group of runners hitting the lakefront through tomorrow. Because of the Democratic National Convention being in town, they wanted to make sure that they sent a positive message. So let's watch as they take off. And I will toss it back to the studio. A run for peace this morning along the lakefront.